Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Tanaka with a WBZ News update. The federal government is freezing billions of dollars in funding to Harvard University. The move happened after the university's decision to reject a list of demands from the Trump administration. The government is now pulling $2.2 billion in grants and $60 million in contracts from Harvard. The Trump administration had asked the school for broad reforms, including changing admissions policies, an audit of diversity on campus, and the university to stop recognizing some student clubs. Well, an Uber driver in Salem says he feels lucky to be alive after he was caught in the crossfire of a shooting. Dionis Rivas says he was about to pick up 3 men on Albion Street yesterday when 3 others opened fire. They shot dozens of times, but no one was hurt, even though the gunman got away. Police think the intended victims were targeted and that there's no threat to the community. Jury selection set to continue for a 10th day today in the Karen Read retrial. Yesterday started and ended with 16 jurors. 1 was excused, another was added. The judge has said she wants to seat 18 jurors before opening statements. So far, more than 500 people have been interviewed. All right, time for a check of your next weather forecast. Here's Jason.
Unfortunately, we have Tuesday weather hazards, Chris, to talk about. Thunderstorm activity will likely become a more ponding and puddling type of afternoon and evening. And even a threat of hail along with gusty winds will likely be moving on in. What's causing all this activity? 2 different air masses, okay? A warm and very buoyant air mass is likely starting us out on this Tuesday morning. That also provided us with a few rumbles along the South Shore earlier this morning. Cold front actually swing through later this evening. That is a very different air mass, and that could also help to reignite a lot of the stronger storms to move on in, especially if we get a little bit of sunshine for later this afternoon. Most of the activity moves on out. We actually begin our Wednesday morning with a bit of cloud cover and also thinning clouds tomorrow afternoon before even more clouds move back in between Wednesday night and early Thursday. However, this morning, though, we've had a sizable warm up, more than 5 to 10 degrees warmer from 24 hours ago. And it's also nice to see northern Mass waking up with the lower 50s. A closer scan again showing most of the shower activity from this morning pushing on out. Renewed chances of isolated thunderstorms moving on in after 2 p.m. later this evening. That'll likely continue at least through about 9 p.m. before conditions begin to improve after the midnight hour. So our hour-by-hour forecast will take us out of the 40s and even into the 50s and eventually landing us amongst the mid to upper 60s later on this evening, with milder weather sticking around at least through midnight before we sort of go back down into the 30s waking up on Wednesday morning. Around 50 degrees tomorrow, upper 50s on Thursday, 60s return for Friday, and even into the 70s on Saturday with more scattered showers. But again, as we look towards Sunday and Monday, closing out the weekend, heading into early next week, dry again and around 60.
All right, Jason. Hey, this has been a WBZ News Update. I'm Chris Tanaka. Have a great day.